Right, Jack, if we look back a little bit to last season, I mean, it probably wasn't the season that you were hoping for at the start of it. Tell us what went wrong in your eyes from that.
What, personally?
Yeah.
Pre-season, really. I missed a week and I come here and the boys had already done a week and they looked sharp, and it was just trying to catch up, really. And I never really did till the season started properly, so I sort of missed my chance to get in because I just wasn't fit enough, really.
Was that because the deal was left too late, or what was it due to?
I'm not sure, really. The deal was done quite early, to be honest, but it was just I hadn't gone back to Gillingham and Peterborough had already gone back, so it was just sort of an overhang of time. And obviously I had to move up there and it just took a while to get settled, so I think that's the reason why.
So I suppose that shows just how important pre-seasons are then?
Yeah, that's why I've worked hard this summer. I've been with Chris, the physio, sort of speaking to him on a daily basis, telling me what to do for the last 3 weeks of pre-season, so it's gone well and I'm feeling the benefit from it.
Was you surprised by how much it affected you last season? Because obviously everyone was expecting you to start, everyone expected you to play regularly, and it didn't happen, did it?
No, it didn't. It was frustrating for me, but I knew why the reason was, so I couldn't really. There was nothing I could do about it. I just had to sort of get my fitness up to a point where I was the same as everyone else, and then try and push just to get in the team.
How frustrating is that as a player, where I suppose your brain's telling you, or your heart's telling you, how you can play, but your legs won't let you?
Yeah, it's just working hard. I didn't really do a lot in the summer last year, so it's my own fault, but it's just one of them things. You have to do it, and no one likes doing it, but it's just, if you don't do it, and you'll be like me, and you get left behind. So this year I've had to really knuckle down over the summer.
Obviously, the season before that, you were here on loan. You got the taste of it. Why Posh? What was it about Peterborough United that actually stood out and made you think, I want to sign it?
I think the manager really, more than anyone, and obviously the quality that the boys had, but the manager, the way he wants to play, sort of suits my style. So as soon as I come in the building, he told me what he wanted, and it sort of fitted my criteria.
And I know, speaking to you earlier on this pre-season, that last season, what happened, I suppose, to the team affected you. How much did that play on your mind, after the season closed?
What, after getting the relegation?
No, last season with
losing. Yeah, it was massive. It was sort of 2 disappointments in 2 end of seasons, really, because Palace, we had the same thing the last day, and then the last hurdle was to get to Wembley, and we sort of didn't get there, so it was tough. And to be fair, coming back, it just brings it all back, but sort of we've had to forget it now and try and move on and push on this season.
And what do you get up to in the summer months when there is no football? What did you find yourself doing?
Nothing really. I went home and sort of stayed at my parents and just chilled out. And my little boy went on holiday, and just sort of had 3 weeks really chilled out.
Are you the sort of player that can switch off from football altogether and as you say, just relax, or is it always in the back of your mind?
Nah, it's always, you always think about it. I'm always sort of online reading stuff, and you never switch off. I didn't do any football over the summer, but I was always thinking or looking or reading, so you never switch off 100%.
And I suppose with the World Cup coming, I suppose the missus had that to deal with as well.
Yeah, so it was obviously, I didn't watch all the games, but I did watch quite a few of them, and it's nice to have in the summer. Otherwise there's literally nothing really to watch, sort of sport-wise for me, because it's football for me. I'm not really a massive sort of cricket fan or anything.
Just football? Maybe
tennis. I watched at Wimbledon, but that was about it, really.
So what would you have been if you hadn't been a footballer then? If that hadn't come to light, what else was there for Jack Payne?
Not a lot really. I stayed at school and sort of got GCSEs, but I wasn't great because I concentrated more on my football. So in my last year at school, I only went 3 days a week, so I was 2 days at football with Gillingham, so it was sort of all or nothing, really.
So what got you into that in the first place?
What?
Football?
Just my brother, really. I've got an older brother and a younger brother, and the older brother played, and I just used to go and watch him, and then started training with his team, and then just started playing, really, since I was about 5 years old.
Who was the local team to you at that time?
It was Cliffwood's Colts. That was my local team. I stayed there for a couple of seasons before going to Gillingham.
And what about major teams around you? Who did you go and watch regularly, or did you not watch regularly?
I'm an Arsenal fan. I was at Arsenal for a year as well, so we used to have tickets to all the home games, so we used to go there, and that was it, really.
So what was that like, signing for Arsenal?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't actually sign. It was a trial, and then they kept me on until the whole season in the end. But that was good. I was devastated when they let me go, but it was good.
How old was you at that?
I was only 9, but it's still sort of, I was only a kid and it was my club, so obviously I was devastated when I left.
Yeah, I suppose to be at that age and to know you've signed for, well, you're at a club like Arsenal, I suppose you sort of know then that is your future, don't you?
Yeah, it was tough. Like the teams we used to play, like it was Tottenham's and West Ham's, and I thought, oh, I'll get used to this. And then when I got the letter saying that I was not being retained, it was sort of oh, what am I going to do now? And I went and played for Gravesend and Northfleet. It was before I went to Ebbsfleet, and I signed there for a year, and then that's when Gillingham picked me up.
Do you remember that feeling of when Arsenal said that?
Yeah, it's horrible. I remember reading the letter when I got home, and obviously my parents had already seen it, so they knew what was coming. But I was only 9, but it was still horrible.
How difficult is it to, because I suppose for most parents out there, you know, they think about putting their kids into football teams and that, but it's, as you say there, for a 9-year-old kid to have that could be devastating, couldn't it?
Yeah, it was. Obviously I was at school and all my mates and that, and everyone knew that I was playing, and then to have to go to school and say, oh no, I'm not playing for them anymore, it was tough, but you have to get on with it. That's the way football is, and I learned that from an early age, so no, it doesn't really faze me now because I know what the game's about.
And how long was the period between that and signing for Gillingham?
It was a year. I went to Ebbsfleet for the year and then signed sort of the end of the season. So.
And the upbringing at Gillingham was a pretty good one, wasn't it? I suppose it's where you made your name. What made it, what made it such a good environment for yourself?
I think it was just because it was the local club as well. As soon as I signed, I started to go and watch, and sort of you get to know everyone, and then everyone locally gets to know you as you get older. And obviously I made my debut at 16, so it was ready for me to kick on if I wanted it, and thankfully I got the chance from the manager. And
then coming to leave there, I suppose, after spending such a huge amount of your life at a club, it must have been a pretty difficult decision to make.
Yeah, it was. I was there 10 years, so I sort of knew everyone and knew the club inside out. And to move away from home, it was tough, but it's football again. It's one of them things you have to do if you want to progress. And coming to Peterborough, I did progress. So it was the right decision in the end.
And as we stand here today, I know the Gaffers spoke recently about how fit you are and how well he is, how impressed he is by the way you've come back this pre-season. How do you feel in yourself as we sit here today?
I feel good. I feel it's probably the best pre-season I've had because I've done work in the summer, and I've come back and I've been up there in the running, so it feels good, because if I would have come back and would have struggled, I would have thought, well, what have I done wrong? But now I'm up there and I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fit, so hopefully I can just take that into the season and get into the team.
Speaking to the gaffer last week, he was saying that we probably lost the fun of playing football last season. There was a lot of pressure on everyone, on himself included, and he seems to think that sort of went away, and he wants to bring that back. And being around the lads now at this point, you sort of sense that is back, and that the team camaraderie is there again.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere. Anyone that comes around this group of players, sort of this pre-season, would have seen that sort of everything that goes on, and knows it's a good place to be at the moment. So if we can just, as the gaffer said, get the fun back in, because we did lose it a little bit. We lost a few games when we got the bad runs, and people's confidence goes down, and then it's just hard. Like when you're losing streaks, like we went for, I think it was 8 games, we didn't win a game, and it's hard because people's confidence gets knocked. But this year I think we haven't got as much pressure on us. We're putting pressure on ourselves really, but from outsiders there's not that, because we've got relegated, we're going to go straight back up. It's sort of this season we're going quietly at the moment.
When you look at the new players that we brought a couple in now. I mean, Gabby, needs no introduction. He's come back. How important, how much of a boost, I suppose, was that to you and the group of lads, knowing that Gabby was coming back?
Yeah, it's massive, because we missed it. For anyone that watches know that we missed him at the end of last season, where we needed to defend and defend and defend. We did miss him, and it was a shame when he went, but everyone at the club's glad that he's back.
Has it made a difference with him being back here and in training?
Yeah, because you just know what you're going to get with Gabby, like day in, day out, on every game, so you know you can rely on him.
John Taylor, the cheeky scouse.
Yeah, Taylor's coming. I've played against him a few times now, and I know that he's got great ability, and his pace is going to help us because he can run in behind, or he can come and get it, and he can run at people, so it's just giving us different options.
Both of those two players that I mentioned there are quite similar to yourself in a sense of, they play with their heart and they play for the club, and that's important to have players like that around the club, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we've got a few. Obviously we've got Maka as well, has been here for, he's probably the longest serving player now. He sort of, when you see him play, he shows it, like he wants to play for the club, and I think we've got a good group now that are getting to that point. The core, we've got like a few older players, we've got younger players now that are coming through, and I think the mixture is really good.
I suppose people are looking upon you, I suppose, or will be looking upon you this season as to be one of the leaders, because that's how you play football. You know, you get stuck in, you don't jump out of a tackle, and do you feel you're at that stage now where you're ready to be a leader?
Yeah, I think I need to get that, and this year really grab it and take it now. I think the gaffer's already spoken to me about it, but I just need to sort of play my game and make sure I'm getting people through it and making sure everyone's together and just sort of being a leader on the pitch and off the pitch.
Erhan Ozklima, I'm rubbish at pronouncing his name, but he's a little lad, but he's technically gifted, isn't he, as a player?
Yeah, his talent's unbelievable. People that have seen, well, we've seen him in training since he's come in, and he's sort of set the place alight, really, to be honest, in training some days. So we have got quality again this year, so I don't think we're going to struggle too much.
How excited are you now just to get the season underway and get started?
You just want to get it going now. Obviously we're out here for a week, but we still go back, we've still got a few weeks with some good games coming up, so we just need to get everyone fit to a level and everyone pushing for places in the team.
Do you have any personal points of where you want to be come the end of next season? You know, are you a guy that sets targets for yourself?
Really, we want everyone set the same target. We want to get promoted, and I think everyone knows that. So as long as everyone sticks sort of to that target, I think we'll be fine.